Yo, what's happening guys? Welcome back to Tokimotive. I've had a few people, particularly when I went to Archie last, hit me up, have the Lambo doors still on. In two minds of whether to put them on the S13 or the 31. But I can have fun with the 31 right now. 31 doors are easy to find, so if I change my mind later, it's no big deal. I may as well enjoy them while I can. Lambo doors are going back on. White wagon with Lambo doors now. Because why not? Not everyone's taste, but it's fun. This seems fine. This is fine. This is fine. Don't worry. I turned it down to setting 1. It's okay. Of course, structural zip ties. I picked the wrong pliers for this. This is what happens when you got like no inner guards. Dang. Oh, this side's worse. Gross. Something in here is surface rusting. So best way of removing these seals without breaking the little clips that hold them in. Pull back, pulls one end of the little triangle out. So, and then the other one usually just pops out as well. But you got to pull this up so that you don't basically catch it on fire, because those hinges have to get cut off fully. So straight down along that weld and then gone. So we can drill holes to mount the other hinges. So digging through that container, and that container, we managed to find enough bolts to actually bolt the hinges onto the shell itself. Hello. You gotta talk on camera one day without being drunk.
I'm not drunk all the time.
One day. One day. But yeah, bolt the hinges up with those longer bolts because the Lambo doors hinges are a lot thicker. And then bolt them up, pop the door in place, prop it up, get it into the right position, mark the holes, drill them, and then bolt them up, and woohoo! I'll put it on normal video in case everything catches on fire.
Again.
It's not my pants, I'm all good. I like how you're like, I'm gonna get my safety glasses to stand behind the camera, and I'm like, hoodoo. Ah!
No, it's gonna be cold just after you cut off.
Oh look, my face isn't in the camera, so I can talk now. Maybe that's your future job, cameraman. You just film shit to stay behind the scenes.
That's a fucking.
Well, my thread's almost in the grinder.
Pretty close.
I'm smart. Chopped into me door a little bit. Oops, bugger. Mint. Oh no, the paint.
Oh no, watch the paint.
Watch the paint. Wouldn't want to damage the non-existent clear coat.
No, it's not watch the paint, it's watch the orange peel.
Whew. My crotch got spicy. Sick. Rub metal dust in your eye. Doing it again doesn't get rid of it. So the big thing that caused the decision of let's put the Lambo doors on, my window fell off the track and dropped into the door. So I'm like, I don't really want to pull the door card and all the speakers out so I can put the glass back into the tracks and Sikaflex it in. Let's put the Lambo doors on. Why not? It's kind of like me doing a water pump gasket. why not make it fun? Back up into its track, and then I'll pop it up, put a bead of Sikaflex in there, and then drop it back in, crank the window up till it sits tight at the top, and by the time I've finished fitting the Lambo doors and all that sort of shit, it'll be done. It'll be set. I've got the fast curing automotive Sikaflex. Glue this window in, make sure the other one's not gonna fall out, which is there, because the doors go, and I've had the windows not stuck in properly on the blue Wagon before, and yeah, the glass nearly falls directly at the top of the window. I don't think the spare Sikaflex is gonna be any good. let me flick it. I'll flick it. No. Sick. Generous amount of this right along the top, so the window forces it in as it's going down.
Window just doesn't sit.
Alright. Well, once it's up and locked into the frame, it'll hold where it needs to be anyway. Now we remove this and leave it as it is, so that doesn't happen again. At least the other one's in the frame. Hopefully it's not unstuck. One definitely needs some Sikaflex as well. Wind it up, lock it in, remove that, leave it alone. Use the factory mounting points. I'm just going to bolt them up loosely, then we're going to latch the door on, get it sitting where it should be, slide the door bracket into place so it sits fairly tight against the door. I shouldn't have to adjust any of the mount points on it because it should still be pretty close from the OG Wagon. Mark where the holes have to be because I won't get a drill and a drill bit in there. And then we'll just pop the door off, drill the holes. Hopefully they're close. We'll just make them a bit rounded out. And then it's time to actually bolt them up. Which, because I've got Alex here right now, that's going to be a lot easier. Last time I did this by myself and I just wedged stuff in here to pack the door up so it had the right sort of panel gap and actually worked. What rust? That's fine. This is a beta car anyway.
You can't see it, it doesn't exist.
Exactly. Welcome to ADHD. If you're not seeing it, it doesn't exist. Yeah, my rust repair on the Sylvia is definitely better. Sort of our spots we've marked out. Pretty close. Prick of a spot to drill. I know that for sure. But we've got a center punch. Hopefully that gets us on the money. What are you up to tomorrow?
Not sure.
Not sure yet. So I can say I'm not that keen on fitting these things solo at the moment. Maybe I should review my own video. I thought I'd remember everything. This is turning into way more of a prick than I remember. Well, I'm calling it quits for tonight. I want to have some food, chill out, get ready for bed. So, see you in the morning. Just I'm dumb and drilled these right here. That's all metal shavings. Right in my bride seat. Look at this thing already needs a clean out from driving it to work and putting mud and dirt on the floor. I don't know if I already showed it, but when I redid all the rust here, pre-modified this to suit the Lambo door hinges. So this normally comes out as a bulge and then dips back in, starts dipping in about here, but the hinges sit like way out here. So normally you just gotta belt that in and then cut this seam off, but seeing as I was already open, I belted that in and then hard welded all the plates and shaped everything to suit it so that this is all solid as, but I can fit the hinges without any issue. So I have screwed up majorly by being neater and using a grinder. I'll explain what I mean, because I've been fighting this for hours now off camera. Here's the old ones that I cut off. You can see it's not very flat. Still got part of the hinge weld sitting on it, which is propping it sort of on that angle rather than being perfectly flat. And it's got more material, so it pushes the door out further. Same on the bottom. Now, if you look how neatly I've cut these ones off, and it's tapered in slightly. Now that does not have the right angle, and it's not quite far enough out for it to actually seat the door, which this is more it's more how the hinge is meant to sort of sit. And the door sits pretty decent like that. It's not perfect, but like if I brace the door up and you see the hinge sort of sits where it needs to be and the door can close. That's because I slacked all these bolts off and now the tension's not on the door because it was just springing back out. I did things a little too neat and now I'm paying for it. I'm going to try and see if I can space the door out with some form of flat washer and see if that works. Otherwise, I might just have to run along the edge of that piece and put some weld in it, sort of change that angle, and hopefully that'll work. And I've got to retap the thread into the lower one on the door. I guess there was a reason why it never had a bolt in it when I had the doors on this thing before. Not the Lambo doors, when I had the original doors and hinge set up on it. Why there was no bolt in there? Because the thread's screwed up. And then, yeah, I've managed to run a bolt through it and now it's completely stripped. So I've got to oversize it. I found the right bolt. It'll suit the tap I've got. So I've got to drill it out, re-put that in. It's a pain. I got work tomorrow. I really didn't want to be out here that long. It was meant to be fairly straightforward, but apparently I fluked it on the OG wagon. So I'm going to keep cracking along, hopefully get it sorted, and yeah. Sometimes being too neat is a problem. Alright, I got it worked out. Because I made too much clearance in here, this was no longer sitting pushed out like it was on the OG wagon, but I didn't realise. I thought it was bolted down fine. So now it sits out that bit instead of flat, and then when you shut the door would pry the hinge out and make the door extremely hard to shut, and then when you opened it, it sprung open violently. My solution, added a washer on the other side of each of these to space the door backwards a bit more. That helped a lot. And then drilled and tapped the thread to put a bolt in to push against the body and be able to adjust it out. Now, got a little bit of pop still, nothing major, nothing that's bad. Door out, door up. The spring up will get less violent as I add more weight to the door with speakers and door card and all that. It's just because this kit's designed for a 33, so it's designed for long, like 2-door style doors. So it's not really designed to be put onto, a 4-door wagon. But it works, and it's sick. Door closes good. Oh, you can't really see it. Might get an idea. But even managed to get the door gaps in. So now I'm just firing up the smoker to cook dinner. Some nice chicken drumsticks. And it's time for me to crack on with this door. So, not going to go too hard on making you watch the whole lot again, but I'm going to get cracking into it. Anything interesting, I'll let you guys know. Hopefully I can get this finished in the time it takes me to cook these chicken drumsticks. It's like 7 now. I haven't eaten since like 10 o'clock this morning. I'm hungry as. I can't wait for food. So I'm just going to distract myself by fixing the car Turns out I forgot I needed washers to space out the doors, and I don't have any more. So I started messing around with the rear end stuff, and what I got right now, zero leaks in the hydro. So I have no freaking clue what is going on with that thing, but I definitely don't think I'm gonna have a hydro to start learning it at Archie. I don't know what it's doing. I don't know why it's doing it, but it's doing it. So, if you watched the last Archie video, I was bouncing all over the place. Like to the point of near de-beating tires. I thought maybe it was shocks, but... Yeah, it's not shocks. The other one's about the same. You can see one is slightly taller, which is actually the lower spring, the yellow one. But you can see the thickness of the coil, much different, much softer, and it's a spring rate suited to the weight of the 31 Wagon. Not just a random one I pulled out of a skip bin. It is going to make it lower, but it should make it handle better, which fixing that rear suspension is pretty important to me because after reviewing the footage, it was pretty bad. Alex nearly hit his head on the roof. It was that bouncy. This should be a mile better. The Wagon used to steer really well on these, so I'm going to put them back in because send it, who cares if it's a little bit lower. Low's cool, right? Okay, it's definitely lower. Definitely bringing back the OG Wagon spec. Got the Lambo doors. Got the invisible caravan look rocking. Nice and low in the rear. Bounce on it. Gets a nice little squeak going. Well guys, that's it. Doors are done and on. I completed most of it off camera. I've been flat out with work and trying to get ready for Archie, and you didn't really need to see me dicking around with another door trying to get it to work. But this one went a lot easier. So now the doors are a bit uneven, but here's what it is. I'll try and play with it later and see if I can get them more even, but it bugs me, but I don't think it matters too much. Yeah. Door cards, speakers are all back in. It's pretty good. They work pretty well. Oh, if I shut the door properly. There we go. Door gap's not terrible. Open. And up. It's pretty good. I'm pretty happy to have them back on. Kind of brings back the vibes of the OG Wagon. So, it's pretty damn enjoyable. For me, anyway. Not everyone's taste, but I like it. So, I'm about to start doing a tuning run on it. I'm heading out to see the Dart House boys and catch up with them and throw my keys around and go out and do some tuning on some hopefully quieter roads. And yeah, should be pretty fun. And then Archie on Sunday. So, a lot going on. Very busy. Very, very busy. So I'm going to keep getting to it. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you as always. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts on the doors, because I know people are going to have an opinion on them. I want to find out how many think it's cool, how many think it's trash. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Well, didn't get very far. Oopsie. Fitment maybe a touch too good.